just need to kiss it goodbye.
This is a horrible angle. I did not think I would be recording this. But the angle is gonna stay this way because I don't want to get out of bed. I just finished a book. I'm embarrassed to hold up the book because I know it's popular, so I feel like defending it. I already look dumb because it's, of course, I love it because it's a popular book, right? But I'm not one of those people. I hate bandwagon books. I've hated joining book trends since literally middle school. I took forever to read Divergent because everyone has read Divergent. I'm that stubborn. Yes, it's annoying, I know, whatever. I still haven't read Harry Potter, but I'm going to, okay? Sometimes things are popular because they're good. Some things that are popular suck ass. I fully understand that and have fully understood that since I was a young child. Anyways, this book, I give it a 5 out of 5. And do I really feel like it's a 5 out of 5? Not exactly. But the reason why I gave it a 5 out of 5 is because on a topic like this, even though it's a fictional character, which I understand, you cannot dislike any of the things that the victim does. And that's just how I feel about it. The reason why I'm making this video is because I went on Goodreads to say I finished the book and gave it my 5 stars. I saw that my friend gave it 5 stars too. I see you, Edith. I see you. And then I saw a 1-star review. Now, honestly, if they had given it a 2, I would be less mad. But the 1 was just, you're being extra, quite honestly, if you're gonna give it a 1. And I want to know what books you've read that you think are a 5. Now that I think about it, like, and she said she's given other Colleen Hoover books a 5. Oh my god, I'm sure. I just don't trust that person's opinion. I don't care for that person's opinion. Did I read the whole review? I'm gonna be honest, no. But I skimmed it enough to know that they had the biased outlook that I was worried they would have. So let me say this. If someone has a review of something and their reason for the rating that they gave it is like what you're expecting, then don't trust the review. Because she gave it a 1 and I knew she was gonna come after little cheesy things. And yeah. So I'm going to try to address some of the stuff the person said, and then I'll also say more reasons as to why I give the book a 5. First thing that comes to mind is the name of the characters. In my opinion, if you're worried about the names of the characters, that says a lot about you. Like, I don't know how you read this whole thing and feel like the names is something to be bothered by. Lily, they literally talked about how cheesy the name was. Atlas, yeah, I've never heard that name in my life. Yes, it's fucking weird. Ryle, yes, it's fucking weird. But I don't care because the book was talking about so much more. Do I look unhinged? I feel like I looked unhinged because I just took off my glasses. I didn't cry when I read it. I'm not really I'm a crier, but it has to be a lot. And you're probably like, that book was a lot, so why didn't you cry from this? But mind your business. I have to be like depressed and read something that's a lot. And now some of my friends are like, you are depressed, Mikkel. This is beyond the point. I just didn't cry today. I don't choose when I do or don't cry. So the names thing, I just feel like if you're gonna read a book that important, because this book is important, this book needs to be read by people. If you're gonna read something that important and then complain about the names, to me that says a lot more about you than it does about anything else. And I know that was like a crazy dig. Like, oh my god, Nicole, that's such a big dig. But honestly, that's just how I feel. I'm trying to record this all at once and not go back and look at the review so I can just be more angry at the reviewer. But yeah, like literally a 2 and up would have been fine. Even if you gave it a 2, it would have been fine. But the way she gave it a 1 and dragged it for dumb stuff. Anyways. This wasn't in that specific reviewer, but I think someone commented this. The fact that she immediately goes to Atlas in the end. One, it's an epilogue 11 months later. She did not immediately run back to Atlas. If anything, Atlas was in the back of her mind until she ran into him. Two, someone said, oh, it brought me back to like a stupid storybook happy ending. It is a book. It's a book. It's important. Everybody needs to read it. Not everybody needs to read it, but like it's one of those books that make you feel like everyone needs to read it. And it's a book. At the end of the day, it is a book. So I was reading it like thinking like, yeah, this is all serious and stuff, but I wanted her to end up with Atlas in the end. Like some of us wanted things just like how we wanted her to leave Ryle the first time. But she couldn't because it's that type of book. And I think it was kind of the author to give us Atlas at the end. There was something else said about Atlas and the whole his homeless background and stuff. To me, it's like there's book aspects that are unrealistic, like the names, the homeless thing. Not saying that the homeless thing is unrealistic, but it was interesting to say the least, and not many people can say that that type of experience has happened in their life, I don't think. And then there's the important things you take from it, period. Like, that's really what I believe. So, yes, the homeless thing was weird, but it's a book. I just don't understand how people don't see that. Like, there was so much, like, you're reading a storybook at the end of the day, yes. Like, it's a story. It's a story. It's a story. It's a story. But, I don't know. I think there was a show I watched or something where, like, they would always be like, you're telling a story to a kid when they were, like, lying or something. Or, like, something was kind of imaginary. Like, at the end of the day, this is a story. It's not no autobiography or something like that. It's a fictional story. Is it realistic fiction? Yes. But when we say realistic fiction, we don't mean, like, a real life story. Like, I just don't know what the person wanted. Like, it's a story and an important message at the same time. And you just wanted it to be like a important message only, or like a sad story only. Like, I know that, like, obviously in maybe like a domestic violence type of issue, not everyone's gonna leave that person and walk into the love of their life. Like, of course not. But like, that's not the point. It's a story. Yeah. Some people were talking about, I'm not even gonna get into this because literally if you're one of those people, you're just dumb. Basically the abuse she stayed through, I'm not even gonna speak on it. Some people were like, oh, this is what the reviewer said. The reviewer said when she was like, we'll try this again, but the next time you feel this type of way or blackout or whatever, you just walk away and we'll work on it. And she like mimicked that. Are you fucking kidding me? I think, you know how people say stuff is a spectrum? I don't know anything about domestic violence. Like, I literally don't. But I'm sure domestic violence is a spectrum where people come to irrational decisions like that. Not even irrational, because mixed with emotions and stuff, it seems rational. Everyone's ideas are rational. Like, I literally learned that in school, that everything people do can be rationalized. Obviously, it's not a like good idea. It like the whole point was that it wasn't a good idea. But okay, I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't be complaining about this because I'm just realizing the fact that the reviewer would even comment on that just goes to show how bullshit the reviewer is. But what did you want? I just want to know what honestly, if you didn't like the book, you didn't even have to like the story. It's the message. Do you like the message is what I'm asking. That's what I was rating when I rated it a 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, I wasn't reading into like the storyline and stuff. I just finished the other book. I don't know what it's called, but it's about the mom that just got out of prison. And I could definitely go in on that one a little bit more. That one had a good message about empathy too. Like I was feeling that one, but that one is easier to like kind of go in a little bit. This one, it's like, do you have a soul? Do you have a soul? Like I'm gonna say this again. It's a story and it's an important message. And I feel like in this case, the important message was like the epitome of everything. Like the whole point was that stuff wasn't gonna go the way you wanted it to go. Like for me personally, I don't think she should have left. She should have allowed Ryle to have any type of alone time with Emerson. Let me not say that. I was hoping she would decide that Ryle could only be around Emerson under some type of supervision. But not everything goes how you want it to go. You know, is what I'm trying to say. Like, this was not the type of book to be picked apart like that. And also, did you read the like author's note at the end where she goes into like her mom and that inspiration for the book? Let me see if I can remember anything else from the review that I just want to dispute right now. Can't anymore. I'm feeling like I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done. It's a good book. I just posted it on my private Snapchat story to my friends, but the way this resonated with me, there's the important message that the book has, and the way I related it to my life is that boundaries are important, period. Because if it connects mostly to when her mom was like, she kept pushing her limit. Period. I feel like I'm preaching like, boundaries. That's all I'm saying, boundaries. And I personally am like a you can fuck up once type of person. Some people are you fuck up once and it's done. Actually, I've been that person. It depends. For me, if it comes down to it with someone I love, it's like a you can fuck up once thing. Anybody else, you fuck up once and I'm done. You can fuck up once, but the second time, don't let your boundaries slip. Don't. Because even if you let your boundaries slip and it's worth it in the end, the risk is not worth it. It's the risk. Okay. You guys, I look crazy and I just look like I like this book that everyone likes, but you don't understand, you guys. I don't read the popular books. I'm not the person who reads the popular books. I wasn't gonna read this. I'm just trying to reach my quota for the year, if we're being honest. But you guys, a 2 and up at least. A 2 and up at least out of 5. I give a 5 out of 5. If anyone has any questions, I don't want to be famous, but I would love to debate with people about this. I'm not trying to fight with people, actually. Like, if you disagree with me, please just disagree with me kindly, because I don't like arguing with people. But I would love to explain to people why this is one of those books you can't have expectations for, or you're not supposed to have expectations for. I think of like the author's point of view, and I always wonder like what would she think of me saying that, and she's like, she might be like, oh, I want people to criticize it and stuff. I don't think this is one of those books. It just doesn't feel like that in my heart. I feel like if you're criticizing this book like that, the way that reviewer was, then I don't know. To me, it just says a lot about you. I don't know. Let me stop. It's getting to 15 minutes, but yeah. I think I might post book reviews now because this was fun. Maybe every time I like a book, I'll see if there's a 1-star review to make me mad and then record. But yeah, this is all I have to say. Stick with your boundaries. Y'all know who you are. Actually, not all of us know who we are. You don't even need to know who you are. I don't think you really need to know who you are. That's a thing. That's a phrase people say. I don't know how important that is. Now I'm really going far, aren't I? Because before I was talking about the book and now I'm talking about crazy shit. Not that you need to know who you are, but not we all. You can have some type of grasp in your own soul. And I just think we should all take care of ourselves. And I guess you do need to know who you are, even though I was trying to denounce it. But take care of yourselves. And yeah, you kind of need to know who you are in order to take care of yourself. But yeah, know yourself so you can't let anybody try and tell you who you are. I'm gonna stop here. I don't want to stop here, but I'm gonna stop here.